Paul says that love is not irritable, it's not easily provoked, it doesn't fly off the handle, it's not touchy or easily offended or fretful. And my favorite phrase, it is slow to anger. Love is slow to anger. Now, what we've been talking about this week is this idea that love takes a long time to get angry, that love doesn't have a short fuse. But it does not say that love never gets angry. In fact, that's part of the human experience, is getting angry. We're instructed in Scripture, when you are angry, do not sin, or do not sin in your anger. So anger is going to be a part of your life because there are people in your life, and people do weird things, what we do. And we get on each other's nerves, and we step on each other's toes, and we say things that offend each other. And those things are pretty easy to make us angry, but the Scripture tells us that as Jesus followers, those things have to make us slow to anger. We get to choose how long it takes for us to get angry, and we get to choose which things make us angry. And the best example, obviously, is Jesus. In the Gospels, the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Jesus is recorded as getting angry 3 times. Twice, when worshipers, people who are gathering to worship God's people, are being taken advantage of. They are being extorted, and Jesus does not like it when people in power use their power to take advantage of other people, and it made him very angry, and his response was to flip over their money-changing tables and run them out of the temple. The other time that Jesus is recorded as being angry is in Mark chapter 3. And Mark chapter 3 tells a story of a man who had a deformed hand. And Jesus meets this man, and he says to the man, "Come and stand in front of everyone." And he turned to his critics and said, "Does the law permit good deeds on the Sabbath? Or is it a day for doing evil? Is this a day for saving a life or destroying life?" But they would not answer him. And we are told, that Jesus was in this synagogue, and there's this man there, and since it was the Sabbath day, it was a Saturday, it was a day of worship, the day of worship, that his enemies, Jesus' enemies and critics, who were the religious leaders, the Pharisees, they were watching him, looking for a way to trap him. And Jesus happily steps into the trap. He knows that they're watching. He knows that he is not, according to their rules, supposed to heal anybody on a Sabbath. And so he asked them this question: is the Sabbath a day for doing evil or for doing good? And nobody will answer him. His critics refuse to respond. His enemies just watch him waiting. And then Mark chapter 6, or Mark 3 verse 6 says that Jesus looked at them with anger, and he was deeply saddened by their hard hearts and lack of faith. So notice what it is that made Jesus angry. It was the fact that these religious leaders, the people that are supposed to know best, the people that are supposed to be helping those who are hurting and in need, they have hardened their hearts towards people in need. They choose not even to see people in need. They choose to value rules over human beings. And when Jesus sees that, he is angry because they know better and they should be doing better. They have chosen to harden their hearts, and it makes Jesus angry. But I want you to look at what Jesus does. Jesus does not sin in his anger. He does not direct that anger at the people he's angry at. He does not direct his anger at innocent people. He takes his anger and he directs it, and he does something good with it. This is a great example for us to follow. To use our angry energy, direct it for doing something good. He turns to them, he's looking at them with great anger. He's sad because they have such a deep lack of faith, and they are supposed to be the people of faith. And he says to the man with the withered hand, "Hold out your hand." The man held out his hand, and Jesus restored it. He healed the man. Jesus didn't fly off the handle. He didn't start yelling and screaming. He didn't write an angry letter. He just decided, I'm going to take this anger and I'm going to make something good out of it. And he turns to somebody in need and he heals that man. Now, this is a great example for us. You're going to get angry. The things you're going to get angry about are the things you choose to get angry about. And then you get to choose, where do you direct it? What do you do with it? And a great model for us is to figure out a way to do something good with our anger. Jesus was very careful about where he directed his anger and what he did with it. So we should follow that example as well. Love is slow to get angry. And if we're going to follow Jesus, we should too.